Hey there guys, Draspy here, and today I will be doing the review for episode 21. And wow, that was a great episode. I mean, I was a little disappointed by Bonnie's behavior in the episode. Well, okay. Overall, if we take the whole episode, it was great. It was a solid episode. I think that we had genuine interactions, as genuine as you can get in the anime. I liked the fact that there was actually not just some sort of stupid side plot going on, that this actually has the potential to be revisited. I mean, fillers should always have the potential to be revisited. Every good filler is something that you could possibly revisit in the future, and then fans will remember it. A bad filler is something that people want to forget about. Anyway, and yeah, I mean, I was surprised actually by the premise of this episode. I make it a point not to get in too much into the episode before it starts. Although recently I did watch the preview for episode 22 because of all the hype surrounding it. But as a general rule, I avoid to not get first impressions. And this was a pretty good episode as far as the orange employee was, and it was like, wow. This is Clement's match. I mean, she wasn't into him in the moment, but my real question is, why was Bonnie so upset? I mean, this is what she's wanted. She was just so adamant about ugh. No. I mean, it was kind of natural. I know that like kids tend to get jealous of their older siblings sometimes, but that was really unexpected behavior for her. I mean, she's never done something like this. In fact, she even approached Lilia in the way that she does other girls that usually Clement just says no. But in this case, they started a conversation about it, and it was like, well, not about the specific proposal, but about his APOM arm, and it was like, whoa, we actually got a genuine relationship starting here, and they really seem to like each other a lot. And my real question, though, is how did Bonnie know about this coming up? I mean, that seems like preemptive thing. This seems like this is gonna go somewhere in the future. Anyway, let's get back to what was going on in the episode. Wow, Bonnie. I do like that Bonnie seems to grow to accept it throughout the episode, kind of after seeing that Clement doesn't just stop caring about you. That's usually where it usually ends stereotypically. Like, younger siblings jealous, then older siblings like, no, I still care about you, and then, things go back to normal. And then Lila was, I don't know, she just seems like a really nice person. Seems like somebody that would be great for Clement. I would really be in favor of, they could call it, what could they call it? They could call it neo-orange shipping, sort of. I know that might sound a little weird, but neo-orange shipping because it's new, and they're using orange, and she's an orange employee. That would be perfect, actually. Yeah, but I was actually really surprised in this episode because we had an unusual occurrence today. Like, for one, Clement was actually fighting a lot more in this episode. Like, Pikachu actually played a pretty minor role in the fight against Team Rocket. It was mainly Serena and Clement that did the bulk of the fighting. I mean, Ash did take out Inkay and did slice the net, but I mean, the bulk of the actual battle that was productive was done by Serena and Clement. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here with Clement? I mean, he's a gym leader and all, but Serena was unexpected. And then as far as in the future, I think this episode... Oh yeah, we have to talk about that Arbok sequence. I mean, man, my real question is, where did Bonnie think... Is this, like, actually a thing? Is, like, this actually something that's happened in Clement's life that we don't know about? I mean, wow. That would just be Clement. I mean, Clement, what have you been doing that we don't know about? Seriously. I mean, I I mean, there has to be something behind this because otherwise Bonnie wouldn't be going into it. I mean, either that or she's, yeah, wow. I would actually be really interested. And what's interesting about that is Jesse used to own an Arbok. Now, whether that's a subtle hint, I don't know. It could just be that the anime writers tend to really like snakes for some reason. I don't know. They really like snakes and gags to do with Pokemon attacking humans or interacting with humans in weird ways. I don't know. It makes a nice prop. But I really liked how Dedenne actually just wasn't a stupid nod animal in this episode. I mean, Dedenne has been having a lot of solid interactions more recently. I mean, he's done some stuff, but it's always been related to the bag. But he's actually getting out of the bag now. I really like that. Although, I still have to say, I'm not sold on the whole Z-Cell thing. I really just... I know it's supposed to be like a single cell or something, or like just a few cells, but that Z cell just really annoys me for some reason. I don't know why. It just sits there and goes, whatever it says, and it's like, oh my goodness, will you please just shut up already? And just turn into an awesome Zygrade and we can get done with you. And like, now that Pokemon Z is not coming out, this really leaves me wondering, like, what are we gonna do with that stupid, useless thing? It's just like, why? Yeah, Team Rocket, though, there were some interesting things that happened with Team Rocket. I mean, I realized that they've had less and less fantasies about pleasing their boss recently. It seems like they're more looking out for themselves recently. Like, a lot of their actions seem more self-centered recently. And that's a trend that I think will continue going throughout the anime. But my real question is, why? Just why? Yeah, and I kind of also like how we got a respite from just Ash and Serena being the center of the. I mean, I'm totally for more shipping, and then if for those of you more shippers who are wondering if there's any developments in this episode, well, when Clement and Lilia were sitting together kind of as a couple, and Bunnelby and Bunnery were sitting, Bunnelby and Bunnelby and Bunnery were sitting together as a couple. Ash and Serena were also sitting together as a couple. I kind of thought that was interesting. And then Bonnie was kind of sitting to the side with Dedenne plotting. I really think that's interesting. Yeah. I kind of wonder, though. There's some things about Bonnie and Clement's past that we seem to not know that would really help with understanding and interpreting this episode. Like, what's their past? How they get into this trip together? Why did he... we know why he left the gym, but why did he want to leave the gym in the first place? These are things that we just really don't know, and yeah, it's like, what? It's like, there just needs to be more background, and like, even in the games, I'm wondering, how did he become a gym leader? I mean, we just know he's this child prodigy who, works at the gym, but I really want to know more about Bonnie and Clement's backstory, and I was a little disappointed that this episode did not bring that. That was something I was looking forward to in this episode, more backstory. Now, the only backstory we might have gotten is that Clement has some secrets to hide. Yeah, thing is, I really feel like this might have been a solid episode to watch, but I feel like this episode was kind of a disappointment, a letdown. Like, I kind of looked into the preview afterwards, and a lot of it seemed like it was one of those episodes that are orientated to make you really excited for it, but then what happens kind of like kills all the people who are fearing that this is going to turn into something they don't like. And I really did not like that part. I mean, sure, it seemed like she was into Clement and he was into her, but then she leaves and we're probably not going to see her again. Just like Holly and Brock. I really liked that couple, actually, Holly and Brock. That was a great couple back in Diamond and Pearl. And actually, now that a writer from Diamond and Pearl is recently coming back with episode 22, I'm actually kind of excited to see maybe if we could see some sort of thing like... I always wondered, what happened with Holly and Brock? And I think that will become a question with Clement and Lilia. It's like, what happened? I mean, this episode was all centered around him, and all we get is a one episode character who will probably never come back, and we get Bonnie now as the secret harbor jealousy, and it's like, what? And we got two new ships. We got Clement and Arbok, and we got Clement and Lolila. I mean, there was no real Amor shipping action here at all, I'll say. I mean, there was like slight indications that only really work with all the other slight indications that we've gotten. I mean, I guess the next big Amor shipping episode is probably coming up, episode 22. And yeah, I think that we might, I don't know. What I'm really interested in, though, right now for the future with Clement is he going to have more character development? I see the relationship on him and Bonnie was deeply furthered in a way that hasn't, like, we've seen a new dynamic to it that we haven't seen before. Well, we've seen it before, but we've seen a new angle from it. I guess the way I see Bonnie and Clement's relationship as a whole is they're very close siblings, I guess. Like, Bonnie sees it as her role to protect Clement. Clement sees it as his role to protect Bonnie. And that kind of just guides their entire relationship. But then they also kind of have that sibling, I guess you can call it sibling rivalry, There's kind of that thing that makes siblings just always kind of be a little bit against each other, even though they still are family and everything. I mean, I've seen that among my siblings personally. I've seen that amongst other siblings. Yeah, I don't know. And it just seems like Serena and Bonnie, I don't know why. Bonnie just seems like she has some sort of maturity, but not maturity at the same time. Like, it seems like the directors treat her as a more mature character. At the same time, she's not mature, and that's the confusing part for me. I've always wondered, why is Bonnie treated as such a mature character? Well, anyway, as far as the conclusion goes, I think my question is, why did Bunnelby betray Evie? I mean, Bunnelby and Evie were kind of a thing, and then they part, and it's like, what? I mean, I kind of like the Bunnelby-Evie dynamic that was going on, but then I guess now that it's Sylveon, they're like, oh, well, we can't have that because Sylveon's too classy for Bunnelby. It's like, okay. And the thing I've always wondered about, like, I've always kind of, like, thought that Diggersby was supposed to be the male and Lopunny was supposed to be the female, but I've always thought how weird that would be. I mean, having that big, fat, stout bunny, and then, like, that super tall, yeah. And also, Lopunny kind of has a one-up since it has access to Ice Punch and Fighting-type moves. And plus a Mega Evolution. Although I guess Huge Power does a little bit level the scales with the Choice Scarf. I don't know. No, I'm really interested in the future, though, for basically, does this kind of mark a more deeper thing in Clement's development? Like, will we see more solid Clement and Bonnie development? I remain displeased with this as far as Bonnie and Clement episode go. It was enjoyable, yes, but it wasn't really delivering anything, is my takeaway from all this. Now, I'm going to quickly address the episode 22 thing I saw. I thought that was... Oh, yeah. One other thing before I address that. The Team Rocket fight sequence. I need to address that a little more. Does she only know Shadow Ball? I mean, like, seriously, she never uses a Grass-type move, ever. And it's like, she uses it, like, a few times, but it's like that Gorgest has become invincible. I mean, its stats aren't that amazing. I mean, sure, it's pretty good, but it's not, like, amazing or anything. And, like, true, you're facing Pikachu, but then he sends out Luxray, and it's like, Inkay has become secondary. I mean, will Inkay evolve? Will Inkay evolve? That's really what I want to know. Or will James get a new Pokemon? Okay. With that question in place, now we're going to move on to episode 22 trailer. Wow. That is such a teaser on so many levels. Man. More shipping galore. If there is a denier after that episode takes place, I am seriously gonna have to, I don't know what, but with the hints there are, I mean, whoa, there's so many things in that episode that fans have been wanting. I mean, is this Ash confessing or talking to Serena going to be a serious thing? Is Serena going to be filling Ash's place in a battle or something? This is intense stuff, possibly. I hope we do not get a letdown here. I mean, if there are any pokey deniers at this point, they have to be completely stupid to not get this after this episode. I mean, this will make this ship literally canon if this episode goes full. I mean, whoa. I was going to do an extra video, but then I realized it'd only be a few minutes. But I don't know. Leave a comment and a like, and just takeaway question is, what do you think about this episode? Was it a good episode? Was it a bad episode? Did you not like how Lila's probably going to be a one-time character? What do you think about Bonnie's reaction? And what do you think about episode 22 trailer, essentially? That is the main question here. Well, anyway, I have to get going. Have things to do today. Track practice, everything. Yeah, working on shaving some time. Trying to get under 230 for my 800, and that's my goal for this season. Not a super good goal. And also trying to get under and trying to learn how to do a relay race. First season in the track. So wish me luck, and goodbye.